Good morning, family. It's so good to see you again. So you know that on our Facebook channel at Freedom Essentials, we like to make sure that we keep you in the now as far as how we're living our life doTERRA different. So with all the other dynamics in our home, if you're watching this video, you're watching it under our section of Doin Pain, doTERRA different, right? Okay, so my mister has a left hip replacement, and he had a left hip replacement who was 15 years old. We moved to North Carolina in 2008. In 2010, he started to have excruciating pain again. So we went to the ortho doctor, and the doctor said, you know, your doctor did really good because he put some extra metal in that leg to give him time to be able to grow into it, which sometimes surgeons don't remember. He said, however, hip replacements are not made to be done so young, and they're not made to last forever. And so with that being said, he said every 20 years that God graces him life, Mr. will have to get a hip replacement, okay? He had, I want to say either 94 or 95. I'm just his primary health advocate. So the earlier days prior to that, I was still in school just like he was. But I want to say 95. By 96, he had a hip replacement. We moved in 2008. So 2010 would have been, he had just made it right at the 20 mark. And the doctor was absolutely elated because the surgery obviously was very well. Well, anyway, now it's 2017, so we're 7 years on the redo of the hip replacement. He's having pain. He's also trying to be more physically active with the children because, of course, well, I won't even get into the lifelong vitality right now. That's another video. But we're trying to just do things different, eating more organic as we can afford it and things like that. So he's getting better, moving more. And so the pain has gone up, right? So now we go to the doctor. The surgeon says that his L2 his L2 disc is bulging, and the nerve is pinched. And in addition to normal wear and tear, this is just what's happening because he's been trying to salvage that hip that now he has no movement at all in his torso because he tries so hard to make sure he's not falling and not damaging that hip, just being protective, right? Okay, so that's the background on why this video is so important and why this is our first video, because it is going to be the most powerful video. I speak this right now. This is going to be the most powerful pain video there is. I actually just did the recipe last week, and I'm using it again and again, and I've actually started sampling. The recipe is so phenomenal that I believe my people are worth the money that these awesome oils, because these are some of the greatest oils, and therefore they're not on the, low part of the financial thing. So anyway, today in the lab, when I'm in my lab, there's certain things that I want. I think about my atmosphere. I always want to focus. So today I'm so focused this Sunday because next week I have to kick out so much. I have 2 classes next week to teach. I have to get ready to go to North Carolina for the twins' birthday and then teach 2 classes there. And we're so super doTERRA different, excited. Elite by May, right? Elite by May 2017. That's my goal. So I'm focused. What am I focused with? Spearmint in our awesome little machine right here. And I haven't turned it on until I got to you guys. Okay. Light on, spearmint and peppermint. Why both? They both are good for focus. Yes, they're both good for headache and migraine. Yes, they are. However, spearmint is good for stress, nervous issues, depression, and fatigue. So we're not only talking about my environment, we're talking about the rest of the house, right? And so sometimes I diffuse some things just to kind of bring everybody back. And then our peppermint, so awesome for so many different reasons. It attacks the focusing part just a little different. It does also attack your emotional balance. But this one is what we use for memory issues, autism. I have 3 children that have ADHD, and this is something that's in every last one of their blends. So we're using peppermint for just to increase that memory, get that focus in, and we're diffusing it with the spearmint. Sorry, I forgot for a second. And then I am a frankincense girl. I always have something grounding in my diffuser. I don't care what else is with it. So frankincense is also in here, and On Guard is my favorite at all times. You know, I just feel like we're overexposed. So that protective blend, I don't know if it gives me a spirit of protection or whether it's just, it makes me feel like the air is protecting usually my children. And as long as I feel like I'm protecting my children and don't have to mother bear anyone, I'm super happy. So, yes, you can play with that. So, what we're discussing today is nerve pain, okay? I'm going to give you a quick recipe, and I'm also going to give some shout-outs because I'm going to post this on Facebook, and I want this to be a permanent shout-out because I want you guys to know, first of all, I like to have a little fun, and so I hope that this does not offend anyone. But if you see my hashtags on my Facebook or on the EO Revolution, sometimes you'll see hashtag my upline's better than yours, because that's what I really feel. And everybody should feel like their upline is better than the next person's, because they should be supporting you in such amazing ways. And my uplines really push me. They really support me. So I'm at a meeting with my upline, Becky, R-U-H, and she's teaching this phenomenal class. And my upline, Bridget's upline, Erin, shows up. Oh my God, so excited to see her. Any day I'm ready to kick it with them. She has such good information. I tell Erin, hey, we went to the doctor because my mister's living life doTERRA different also. We went to the doctor. They said they want to start pain blocks. Erin says, oh no ma'am. She says, this is what I want you to do, and this is what I'm going to have you do. So I'm just going to introduce. I actually already have this mixed up, so I'm not going to do it, but I am going to just show you the lab here, okay? And for those of you, I'm drinking my coffee. If you know me, you want to save a life, Starbucks is me. Coffee at home. But what I do is I don't allow myself to have coffee until after I have my detox doTERRA water in the morning. Okay, so what I did was I actually take an empty 15 milliliter bottle, okay? And I put in it, and this is the recipe. Do not deviate from the recipe, okay? If you do something different, don't send me a message and say it didn't work. Do it this way first and then make alterations. That's my method. And so Erin's recipe for nerve pain, okay? She wants us to do it in a roller ball, but I put mine in a bottle because I like to get it out, and I'm gonna go really fast. We're taking 30 drops of Deep Blue, 30 drops Aromatouch, 15 drops Peppermint, 15 drops Balance, 20 drops Marjoram. I want you to know that when she was doing this recipe and I said, I don't have marjoram, she said, oh no, she says, this is, if we're talking this kind of pain, this is what we need. So I want you to know that marjoram is now a staple in my home. 20 drops frankincense, which is like running water in my house. I have to have frankincense. Okay. So you take all these, put them all together. And what I did was I put them in an empty 15 milliliter container. And then I just put half in a 5 ml, you know, I split it, put some in the 5 milliliter and put the other one in a 5 milliliter, and I give the other one to the mister. The directions are to combine all the oils. You're supposed to combine them in a roller ball and seal and apply to the area. Once you apply it to that area, you just kind of rub it in, seal it with fractionated coconut oil, okay? She was very clear about those instructions. Don't forget that. We have our awesome fractionated coconut oil here. It was too far from the lab. I had to go get it. And so then after that, she says do that 4 times a day, right? 4 times a day, every day. And then she said follow up with the Aromatouch technique, which she went and got trained for with Mr. Hill. trained me and trained him. It's about an hour process. And it is really, you really have to get centered, know who you are, love who you're working on, or love what you're doing, and then look at the lab. My uplines probably are looking at this like, there's Karita. I take my books. This is the Aromatouch technique. This was in the living book. And this is why I call it the lab. When I get up in the morning, this is what I do. I spread out everything that is a resource for what I have to do today. And those living books are resources. I go through them. I take the amazing stuff that stand out to me. I run it through my laminator. I punch a hole in it and I put it on the ring, right? The awesome thing about the Aromatouch technique, and this is an awesome, awesome kit. If you're a massotherapist, if you have someone in your home loving on you and caring on you, the same oils that I have, the only oil that's missing out of the Aromatouch technique, okay, which is a 9-step technique, is the On Guard, which was the one that I told you is our protective blend, and Oregano, right? Those are the only 2 that are missing. I want you to definitely stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how this goes. The Aromatouch technique needs to be done once a week. Nerve pain oil 4 times a day. Do it for 4 weeks. Get back to me. Post a video. Tell me how you love it. I sent it to my mom. It works.